Kicking him for Twitter controversy after months of training is brutal.
Subscribe to Anissa's OnlyFans.
Alright, so the first drama of today, we're going to be talking about Froggy Fresh being kicked out of the Creator Clash 2. Now, for those that don't know, Creator Clash is hosted by iDubbbz. It is done as a boxing event. And it typically has a card, like, of different people that will be on it. And, well, Froggy Fresh, going up against Chris Raygun, was kicked from the card for making fun of both Anissa and Anissa's mom, presumably. So, you know, this comes as a bit of a surprise. Creator Clash tweeting out, "There's been a change in the lineup and Froggy Fresh will no longer be fighting against Chris Raygun. We will announce his replacement in the coming days. With just 3 weeks left, the countdown to Creator Clash 2 has begun. Creator Clash's goal is to make an inclusive and fun environment for creators and fans while giving back to charity. That has always been our mission, and Froggy Fresh's recent behavior does not align with that mission. We look forward to sharing this positive experience on April 15th. Well, some people have called that kind of lame, and not really a great reason to kick him off a card that he's been training for months. Is this? I think this is the card right here. Let me really quickly show this on screen. So here was the card, and where was he? He was against Chris Raygun, right here. Oh, that didn't help now, did it? Alright. You can see Froggy Fresh versus Chris Raygun. That was supposed to be the event, but sadly, that is no longer the case. And people have not been very happy about this. In fact, this tweet was made with comments off. Ooh, that is quite a feisty set of things. So anyway, Froggy Fresh responds with, "Damn, comments off," with a thinking emoji, thinking face. I did not know I had that ability. Sam Hyde responds with, "Can you believe this?" Now, many people believe that he was kicked from the card because of his recent actions and the fact that Froggy Fresh trained with Sam Hyde, which I'm inclined to believe, because there's no other explanation as to why you'd want to kick him. Froggy Fresh, Sam Hyde, his people, those he brought in to work with me, along with Carlos Wrangler, I'm sorry if I butchered his name, at Square Circle Boxing Academy, have treated me with great kindness, respect, and have taught me so much along the way. So again, going back to, you know, him being kicked after doing all this rigorous training. Charlie, Moist Critical on the situation, "I'm really disappointed by this. Kicking him for Twitter controversy after months of training is brutal. I don't think any jokes he made were intended to be mean-spirited or shit on anyone. Hopefully they reconsider this decision." This was the 25th. It is now the 28th. They have not reconsidered. Now, this is where things get interesting. Gideon offered $100,000 to Creator Clash's charity for Froggy to be put back on the card. And this was during a Twitter space. I don't have clips of the Twitter space, so I'm sorry. I would pull those up, but I just don't have those available. Keemstar, and for whatever reason they got temp banned. The Creator Clash, they are back up, as you can see. If I go to their page, everything's back up. Presumably they were false DMCA'd. Of course, I could have just gone to their Twitter to find that. So that happened during all this. This is Froggy Fresh on the matter. Real quick clip.
There seems to be substantial evidence that Chris Raygun is now on Adderall. Hell, young man. Amphetamines couldn't save Hitler, and they can't save you either. On April 15th, if I don't hurt you beyond what anybody could have imagined, I will be so disappointed in myself that I will subscribe to Anissa's OnlyFans.
So that is what got him in trouble in the first place, saying that he would subscribe to iDubbbz's girlfriend or wife's OnlyFans, Anissa. I don't know what he is to her. I can't remember. That is my fault. And finally, we have Comment Cop. I'm totally fine with dudes joking about and jacking off to Anissa's OnlyFans. If I lose my boxing fight, I will subscribe to Anissa's OnlyFans. So this is iDubbbz, this is Froggy Fresh, and then Creator Clash obviously responding with there's been a change in the lineup. People haven't really been receiving this all too well, and for good reason. This is kind of a BS narrative that they're trying to push onto Anissa, or onto the public. And, you know, with that being said, you know, it's complete bullshit. He gets kicked for making a joke about something that no one in the world would have been getting mad at him for. The fact that they got mad at him kind of goes into proving that this isn't about charity. And I have a bit of a different opinion on the matter in general. I think that this has been iDubbbz's thing from the beginning, and I think that iDubbbz kind of is, no one's gonna tell me what to do. I finally found something that people cannot really criticize me for, because it's for charity. And if you criticize me, then you're going after the charity that I'm using. And I think he's starting to see that people don't believe him anymore. You know, this is a situation which Froggy Fresh did nothing wrong. You know, Anissa's mom shit-talked him before he shit-talked her. And in fact, what's really strange about this is that she might be involved with more than we actually think. Let me go back over to here. Matt Pitt found an article, oh come on Anissa's mom from 2016 where she talks about moderating her daughter's Twitch chat and defending her daughter. This goes beyond Froggy Fresh. Anissa's mom is way too obsessed with her daughter's influencer career. I actually haven't read this yet, but this is from Kotaku, where we can see that, yeah. Let me, I haven't read this article yet, and I'm kind of doing live research on this, but we can see this is talking about Anissa Jamha. I'm sorry if I butchered her name again. I'm not great with names. And now we're starting to see that her mom is far more involved than we really think. And we're seeing, at first, Anissa did not believe that it was her mom. Of course, somebody would impersonate her mother in Twitch chat. Soon, though, after repeated insistence, Jamha's presence was unmistakable. Anissa actually thought it was funny. The mom kept watching and participating bit by bit, beginning to respond to trolls and fans in the chat. So yeah, and maybe this is going into like making fun of Anissa, but I kind of have a different thought on that. iDubbbz said that a very long time ago, and of course opinions can change and stuff like that can happen, but I don't really think that it changed. I think he kind of went into it and thought, oh, they'll let up on her eventually. They always do. They do this trolling, but they don't do it for very long before they eventually will give up and move on. Except they never did. She is still being made fun of years later. And I think that's kind of where this whole controversy kind of stems. This is his anger finally being played out. And we're seeing the real, like, items, the business side of him, in effect. iDubbbz has, and I think iDubbbz has always been like this. I think that he's always been more business-oriented than we really thought. And that this is only, you know, and only recently have we really seen the real iDubbbz. Because he's just tired of people making fun of him. Yeah, and that's really all my thoughts are. I mean, there's no other real way to explain his recent actions other than he either can't take a joke anymore or he's backtracking his old stances and moving into a more broader situation where he's always going to land on top. Sam Hyde really isn't all that big of a respected figure in that space. You know, he's more respected now than he was back when... He's more respected now than when he first started. But that's because the more stuff that came out against him, the more we realized, hey, this is a lot of bullshit. And I think that this also kind of stems at the fact that he had a failed content cop on Sam Hyde. If you remember, that in itself was a controversy as well. And I do. I think that the whole reason he hates Sam Hyde so much is because he cannot grasp how Sam Hyde can do all this, how he can just move on from the internet. You know, iDubbbz I really don't think can move on. Whereas, you know, Sam Hyde, he has moved on. Sam Hyde has a whole, like, boxing training facility that these people come to. And I think every single person that he's trained has won their respected match. If I'm not mistaken. And I think he's only trained one other person. But I could be mistaken on that. Like I said, I don't follow boxing all too much. But I do know that... like, he trained one person for Creator Clash 1. And Sam Hyde was banned from the event. He couldn't show his face at the event. And many people called out iDubbbz for just that, so maybe he was trying to get ahead of it in a very roundabout way. Who knows? You know, and that's really all I have to say about this topic, because there's just nothing else to say. I mean, seriously, iDubbbz, you should really reconsider this. This isn't a good look on you or anyone that you work with. It makes you look sensitive and very less open-minded than you were like 10 years ago. And more people are just going to make fun of you than they are just going to forget about it. You went from being an edgy guy to someone who many people can't even respect anymore. If this is really the way you want to treat your old fans and how you really want to be seen, I guess good on you. Prepare to be made fun of for the rest of your life or the rest of your career on the internet, because nobody will ever take you seriously again. Alright, I think it's time to move on to the next topic.